What up, Houston Texans fans? Week one is in the books. We can forget about that game. Nah, there was some positives. A little tiny.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I'm tired of everybody hating on CJ Stroud already when he had way better of a game for a rookie than most pros have had yesterday. So
I was gonna say, like last night they did a thing on ESPN about the three rookie starters, and they talked about Rich, they talked about Young, and they didn't even mention CJ.
yeah,
I was like, that's so disrespectful because
you know why
he
they?
probably played more quarterback position better than them other two fools. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you why they didn't mention him though was because he didn't throw a touchdown. Because I was watching something and his name wasn't even on there, and they mentioned Bryce Young. They were like, he got his first touchdown. They mentioned Anthony Richardson. And they were like, he ran one in. And then they got to CJ Stroud. His name wasn't even on the board. They just said CJ Stroud played his first game.
Be that as it may, I am
Yeah.
not upset with what he did on the first game. I
I'm not
really ain't.
either. He threw for 242 yards. And
He threw the ball 40 times.
yeah,
That's crazy.
44 times, 28 completions for 242 yards. I'm not tripping about it at all.
There was a lot of plays with the O line where they totally just let the defender go through them,
Yeah.
and it was plays we saw last year with it. And there was a lot of plays where you would see CJ do where he would get out of the pocket and he'd scramble and and make the play last longer.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was all it reminds me of last year when Davis Mills did it, and there was either fumbles, interceptions, sacks,
I
and
mean, CJ did get sacked 5 times and he fumbled once, but I'm not tripping about it. Like, it's rookie. It was his first full game as a pro, so it is what it is. I think he did good for, the circumstances he was given.
and I think another thing too though is that the fact of the matter is that people need to stop comparing rookies from week one. It's 1 week, one game.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, it's not the same teams either. If we're being honest here, like one, all three of those guys are different.
Yep.
Two, the teams are built different. We're one of the youngest teams in the NFL by standard, especially that
We are
offense.
the youngest. Yeah.
Our receiver core is worse than both of theirs.
Yep.
If we're being honest, and
I was good because I even texted you yesterday, bro. I said situational football is how we get better. And it was one play where he on second, it was like 2nd and 8, didn't have nowhere. He ran for it, picked up 5. Dope. I was like, all right, cool. He knew to get the 5 and he knew to go down. Sweet.
Yeah.
Then he made that amazing play where he avoided the sack, spun out right, threw the ball to Bobby Trees, but it got called back because Tunsil was holding, which was bullshit. But I was like, that is a winning play right there. Like Bryce Young don't have that on his tape for this week.
Yep.
Richardson don't have that on his tape for this week, and he just did good. I have more issues with the coaching this week than I did about the rookie playing. To be honest with you,
Right here, I'm looking it up on Fantasy Pros. He finished quarterback 21 this week, which is
that's good.
Really good. Dak Prescott finished quarterback 27. He had 143 yards.
I mean, being realistic, he outplayed Lamar the whole first.
He
and then
outplayed, yeah.
You looking at how he played. I mean, he outplayed a lot of big quarterback names, and
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, when you look at how it was with him, I think the biggest mark is yes, he didn't get a touchdown. That's fine, but the yardage and the non-interceptions, he didn't do anything to lose the game.
Yeah.
Nope.
In that sense. So
I even texted y'all yesterday in the second quarter. I said CJ got heart, bro. Like he don't
Yep.
look bothered at all. In the very first drive, they blitzed the shit out of their linebackers, and on third down, Patrick Queen put him on his ass, and it did not phase him a bit. He came out and was better the second drive. The third drive, he was able to sustain it for 12 plays, bro, and that's a 4th down conversion.
Yeah,
within there. So like the dude was there. Like he had the balls, he had the brains. He just has to have the experience now.
Yeah.
Like anybody who has a complaint about what CJ did or some dumbass expectation after one game, you're just stupid.
Exactly.
Like
Richardson
is the most hope we've had at quarterback since 2017.
Richardson, look, let me look it up between the 3 fucking rookies right here.
Yeah, there was fans trying to make arguments that Case Keenum, Davis Mills, if that's your case for any of those two, just stop watching the Texans.
Yeah, that was
Like all in all, just you're the biggest thing that I want to bring up though is everybody gripes about the Texans. Oh, here we go again. Oh, we suck. Oh, this and that. We're in a major rebuild. We're cleaning up what Bill O'Brien had done. They went a whole new way, new coach, everything. So yeah, it's gonna take a while. All you guys somehow still remember that you were an Astros fan this whole time. It wasn't always like this. Everybody crucifies the Texans. Oh, it's been so this many years. The Astros was what, 40 something years?
Yeah.
40 something years. And you act like
It's probably longer than that.
yes, and that's the thing though, but it's like it's that short retention span. It's like, oh no, we're a dynasty. It's like, yeah, I mean, being realistic, we were the Lastros, we were the laughing stock of every newscast there was.
Okay, I got y'all right here. Anthony Richardson, his weekly finish was QB4. 223 passing yards, 40 rushing yards. He had a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown. So clearly, yeah, he finished the best. CJ Stroud, like I said, finished quarterback 21. Bryce Young finished quarterback 22. He threw one touchdown.
I don't hate.
He threw one touchdown, 2 interceptions. He fumbled once, and he got picked off twice and sacked twice. He only threw for 146 yards, though. So, I mean, anybody that's tripping about CJ Stroud saying that he's not a good quarterback or we shouldn't have him on our team, like, if you're a ranking slave, that's cool. Go look at the rankings, and you'll see he does not deserve to have all this hate on him.
I luckily don't read the shit y'all do, so I didn't hear nobody hating on him. I just didn't hear nobody giving him the love.
Yeah.
Because the reality of it is, if he did have one of those shitty games like Bryce Young where the statistics weren't in his favor, the narrative would be we would just be saying, oh, the O-line sucked. But we're not, because he managed to figure it. Like, I'm gonna bitch about the O-line because our running game wasn't there to help him at all. Now, one person played well. Shaq Mason played okay yesterday, and the center Jared Patterson played good yesterday. Other than that, even Tunsil played bad. The whole O-line was shit yesterday. You have to do better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was gonna say on the offensive side, who else? I guess because the running back game was literally non-existent. All 3 running backs.
I was thoroughly pleased with Robert Woods and Nico Collins stepping up to help him.
Yeah.
I was really pleased with that. The only thing critique I would have of them is like that basic shit is going to have to get better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, teams are not going to keep letting you do fucking 15-yard in routes, both of y'all, to bail him out every time. So just figure out ways to do it more elaborately. But again, I think Bobby Slowick called a bad game yesterday, in my opinion.
I was going to ask that. How did y'all feel about Bobby Slovak? Because Dalton Schultz looked non-existent also. The run game, there was a few plays that when we were texting during the game that
I'm going to give you the perfect critique of Bobby Slowick. You go for fourth down. Before we get the snap off, they call a timeout. You come back and run the same play in the alignment that you showed them already. You cannot do that. Don't show them the same thing twice, and then don't do no trick shit there. Keep it simple. We're not pretty. It's not a pretty team yet. So don't come out there and try to fucking be a beauty queen.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like there's no reason you should be running a jet sweep with fucking Noah Brown. Like, of all people, you pick Noah fucking Brown. No disrespect to you, bro, but like Tank standing over there doing nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a wonky game. Granted, it was a lot of people's first time also. DeMeco's first game, Slovik's first game, a lot of the coaches. There was some bright spots for sure.
I was thoroughly pleased with how DeMeco and Matt Burke called defense. Like, that, I was so excited. After yesterday, I'll say we're a top 7 or 8 defense in the league.
I loved it. I was watching the end of the game yesterday, and you could tell DeMeco was over it, and he just had his headphones off completely and was just yelling at everybody from the sideline.
And I love, too, the fact of, I mean, it was a blowout at one point anyway, but when Will Anderson got his first sack, the intensity that DeMeco had for him was like, all right, I'm going to give you your moment right here. Gave him his moment. And then he was, all right, back to business. But it was like what he instills in his players to give him that emotion is what he got. I mean, hopefully Jalen Petrie's lung and everything is okay. I mean, he got released from the hospital and everything. But as
Yeah,
far as
Lamar
like,
Jackson
Jimmy
gave
Ward.
him that bruise.
Get Jimmy Ward back. Petrie was balling too yesterday. I even texted you yesterday. I said Jalen Petrie scared the dog shit out of Lamar Jackson. They blitzed him off the edge, and Lamar was like, "What the fuck?"
yeah.
I was super excited to see Grenard play like that yesterday. Jonathan, he's the perfect. If he plays like that, he's the perfect person to play opposite of Will. They were so fast off the edges yesterday.
So they had a graph, and it says most pressures in debut rookies in week 1 since 2019. Number 4 and tied for number 4 was George Karlaftis or
George Karlaftis from the
Karlaftis,
Chiefs.
yeah, that guy. Chase Young, both at 5. And then tied is Josh Allen, Nick Bosa, and Will Anderson at 6.
Sweet.
That's solid. If he's he got those 2 names attached to him, that's what's up.
I mean, there was a lot of things he did. I know he was the first rookie, the first
Texans rookie to get a sack in week 1. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, to hear we knew it on this show. We had already said that we were hyped for the pick. We were hyped in his interviews. We were hyped that he wanted to come here. He wanted to be with DeMeco, and then to see the national TV spotlight give him his flowers a bit, talking about like this kid's special. This kid's like a can't miss. Like,
he was on Lamar's ass yesterday. It was funny to me. I was like, he's basically pushing him the other way. Like he's cutting the side of the field off from the edge. That is beautiful to me.
Yeah, it was.
I got a homer hot take, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
When Jalen Petrie and Jimmy Ward come back, I don't think there's a better secondary in football than us. I think we're the best in the business.
We even talk. I mean, Petrie was. I see why he got that captain thing on him. He was lighting Lamar up on plays.
But think about it. It's like fucking Steven Nelson when he went and took that ball out of the air.
Yeah.
Right. Tavier Thomas had like 3 pass deflections out of the slot yesterday. Nobody really got anything other than a pass interference off on Stingley. MJ Stewart was making tackles in the back. It's like we were fucking everywhere.
And we always say it. We said it before. Stingley, you don't ever hear his name because he's usually locking down whoever was on him. I mean, he had that 1 pass interference. I'll take it. Like, hey, it's not going to be a perfect game, but hey, most of the time, whoever you were on, they weren't passing.
The only issue I have with that is him and Odell started chirping after that, and I think Odell talked to him for too long. I was like, all right, quit talking to this fool.
Yeah.
I wasn't really excited with the linebackers yesterday, though. They didn't do bad, but as the game went on, as fucked up as it sounds, when J.K. Dobbins got hurt and Gus Edwards came in, they couldn't stop the run anymore.
Yeah.
Justice Hill was like, I'm going to fucking just run him in as much as I can on y'all.
He was so little. They're like, John Grenard looked good, though.
Yeah, he did. I think he had a sack and a half and a tackle for loss.
Yeah, he had a few tackles for loss. I mean, there's some bright spots for sure. As a Texans fan, if you're looking for if you were expecting to blow out this game, that's just your fault.
Be real.
If you were expecting a win, I mean, that's kind of still your fault because this is a Super Bowl caliber team that we were playing against. If we're being realistic here, it's our first game. It's a rookie quarterback. All the rookies lost also. The thing is, though, when you look at the bright spots, now we have the Colts coming in and everything. So
I think it's a win.
I think it could be too, yeah.
I honestly feel the same way. I think you already know they only have 1 running back. And
if Lamar couldn't get off on us, then Anthony Richardson ain't.
Yeah.
They don't have anybody fast enough to compete with our sec. I think Houston wins this game.
They're going to have to be forced to use Deion Jackson and Evan Hull, and I don't know how well it's going to work out for them. And based off of yesterday, the only thing they're going to have is Michael Pittman, and I'm pretty sure we can lock him down.
He didn't have shit yesterday. Josh Downs had more yards yesterday, I think.
No, Michael Pittman had a touchdown and 9 receptions, I believe. For
CJ Stroud has a good week, and one of our receivers goes off this week.
Which receiver do you think?
Nico
I have
Collins
absolutely no clue.
he had a quiet 80 yards.
Yeah, he did. And he dropped a couple balls. It could be Collins. Like their secondary is so bad that if you're calling, it might even be Dalton Schultz. I'm not sure, but somebody's going off in this game. I think.
Yeah,
I seen there was an instance there for like 2 or 3 plays in a row where they were thinking about trying to just tank the ball, and I was like, do it, ride him for the field, but they didn't go strictly.
I think it could happen. Sunshine threw, I think, 2 or 3 touchdowns on him yesterday, so I think CJ Stroud can do the exact same, if not more.
Yeah,
it's going to be shitty hard to run the ball on them again.
Yeah, their guys are. I mean, we are favored, I think, by 3 points this game. That's saying something. I mean, the defense is our anchor. We've been saying it. We'll see what happens with Petrie if he plays or not.
We're a way better team when we can run the ball, though.
Yeah.
Yes. I need.
All right, give us a letter grade for week 1. What y'all got? Let's agree on something. I was gonna give them like a B-.
I was gonna say C+ or just flat B, because I wasn't tripping on it like at all.
I guess we'll average out to a B.
A B?
Yeah. It was like it's because it's like the no touchdown. I'm like, it's kind of hard because to me the quarterback play was fine. Yes, you didn't get a touchdown, but there's a lot that comes into play of your O-line being like on third stringers, your receivers being older than young and stuff, your running game being non-existent, but then your defense looked like it literally stopped a playoff caliber team. I mean, minus Mark Andrews. Like, I mean, you're asking your defense to stop them completely. Yeah, that's not a.
What did we have? 2 takeaways, and then we didn't get the fumble that Lamar had, so that would have been 3. Yeah, all right, I'll go for B.
And then penalties too. I mean, the penalties.
They had way more penalties than us.
Oh yeah, they definitely.
But I'll say this: I don't know if it was smart or stupid, but I guess I'm going to go with stupid, and I'm stupid. But I'm glad we went for it on 4th down 2 times. Yeah. I like that shit.
I thought it was tight.
I'm not used to that, so
me neither. That's the difference. Is you can see, especially on defense, opposed to last year. This year we're way faster. The tackling was a lot better than it was under Lovey. Last year we missed a crap ton of tackles.
It was funny because me and one of my homeboys were texting. It's like every time we would get close to the red zone, I wasn't worried about if we were going to score or not. I was more worried about seeing interceptions because that's what I'm so used to with Deshaun and with Davis Mills. I was like, dude, it's going to be an interception and nothing. Because CJ threw the ball to where he needed to. He played the right play. There was a few times when he scrambled. I'm like, oh, he's going to get hit. Oh, he got away. And it's like, oh. But like you said, he got no love all over Twitter or X, whatever they want to call it. He got no love. He did that so many, and nobody said anything. Oh, somebody else scrambled. They're like, oh, look at how fast this guy is. I'm like, it's all good. He don't need your flowers. Houston will give him his flowers. At least us, we will.
Yeah.
Bro, keep it up. Keep it. You're a young quarterback. There was a lot that we liked about it. I was like, only way is up. And I think also after DeMeco talked to him, said, just go play, dude.
Yep.
Just go play. It's football.
Give DeMeco a grade.
I give DeMeco a B too.
Huh. That defense was stellar.
Special teams is okay.
Yeah.
We did a phenomenal job of a 2-minute drive at the end of the first half for a field goal. I'll give him a B+.
Yeah. I mean, it was a tough game. It was a really tough game.
But I mean, that's your first actual game as a head coach too. So
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you picked the freaking Ravens in Baltimore, like that's it's like, oh yeah, a top defense, a Hall of Fame head coach.
I mean, honestly, there's not going to get much harder than in playing a team that has running backs and a quarterback that can run like that. So I mean, it's kind of going to be easier from here.
Yeah.
Especially after this week when we don't play Richardson for a while.
Bring on Cleveland.
Yeah, come on. Tell that bitch to come on.
You're going to throw it at somebody's feet again. All right, Texans fans. Let us know.
Stop hating on CJ Stroud.
Yes, he's our quarterback. You're stuck with him. Stop saying the stupid stuff. We should have got Price. We should have got Anthony Richardson. Shut up.
Case Keenum should have started.
That's stupid. You got your quarterback. You're done. Quit crying, man.
I gave y'all the statistics on it. Be happy. He did better than Bryce week 1.
That's it. Bryce didn't even get his football. They threw it in the stands because Hayden Hurst's an idiot. Let us know, Houston, what you think. Are you worried? Are you not worried? I did see some positives. People did say, "Hey, chill out. It's game 1. We're gonna win the next game," and this and that. So there are some fans I have hope for. That being said, Houston, make sure that you like, subscribe if you made it to this point. We got you covered on all Houston Texans, Rockets, Astros, anything Houston. We got you covered. Be on the lookout for all of our videos. Turn around, don't drown. H-Town till we drown. We out of here.
Peace.
How much I'm working for this? I swear my dreams are too important.